Welcome to What's in Your Case, Trick Shot Edition. Today I'm going to explain to you what I have in my case, as well as the case itself. Being quarantined, thought this was a great time to do it. So the case itself is a dealer case, and it's a 12 by 24 case, which means it can fit 12 Q butts and 24 Q shafts in the main compartment right here. That comes fully with a zipper to zip it shut. Also on the Q case, you have two large pockets at the bottom with zippers, as well as a medium-sized pocket in the middle that also has a zipper. On this side, you have an open pocket where you can put cue balls or stack of balls. So that's great to have. It also has down here a place where you can put 3 cue sticks. Instead of putting them against a wall or a table, put them in here and it rests up against the case. This case also comes with a handle here as well as a handle here, which is great to have, but since this case gets really heavy, it comes on wheels as well, which is great. This case also comes with a lock and 3 keys. You can always lock the main compartment where you have your cues, or one of the 3 pockets that has a zipper. So that's great. It also comes with another bag that you can put the Q case in if you're going to the airport and traveling with it that way. Being known as the driver now, I haven't been on an airplane in 9 years, so I rarely use that, and I use it for other storage, but it's there if I need it. So that's the case. Moving on to the cues, I have cues from all over time that I've been a pool player. First cue is a 3-piece jump break Walmart cue, which was great when I first started out as a pool player in 2001. But as you can see now, it's mainly used just as a prop cue because you can't physically put it together, and it was a $20 cue, so it's not really worth fixing. So now it's just a prop cue. Second cue is a Minnesota Fats cue, which again is a prop cue for trick shot shows, but back in the college days I would use this as a breaking cue. Formerly known as my Mass A cue, this is an Eric Yao cue, Mass A cue, which comes with 2 Mass A shafts and 1 Mass A butt. As you can see here, I tried to MacGyver it, but it snapped at the handle, and so now I no longer use this as the cue butt. Instead, what I do now is I use my Minnesota Fats cue butt, and I connect these to that, and it works alright. It's a little bit lighter than I would like, but it gets the job done. Also to mention about these Mass A shafts is that they're a little bit thicker. I think they're 13 and a half inches compared to the normal size, and they're a little bit shorter. So because they're shorter, you can see I have rubber bands to make sure that they stop, and I can pull them out the Q case. One of my first playing cues happens to be a Q-Tech cue with the original logo on it. Original shaft, original cue butt, and now I use this primarily as a breaking cue. Still a great cue, hasn't really worked on me over This cue's about 16 years old. It's a great cue. The cue that I do trick shot tournaments with, I'll shoot with, that I fell in love with, is my Viking cue. And again, original shaft, original cue butt. It's about 15 years old. The deflection on this thing, my adjustments are insane, but you make do with what you got. So I love this cue. And this next cue is a peach shower cue. And I actually won this in a raffle when I was down in Atlantic City for Trick Shot Magic. I was in the audience, and I was lucky enough to win something. I usually never win anything, and this is a great cue to have. I'll usually shoot tournaments with it sometimes, but never trick shots. Alright, on to the jump cues. We got too many of them. So this one is a Viking punch cue. And this is great, because it has a handle here and also has a little, divot here for one-handed jumps. You'll see me use this in a lot of my, trick shot competitions. Highly recommend it. If you go to the Viking booth during the Super Billiards Expo, I recommend stopping by and trying one of these out. You'll love it. My first jump cue back in 2014, 2015 was a Lucasi jump cue. And so I started competing in trick shots in 2014. And went to a tournament. I literally had 2 cues, playing cues. I saw everybody with these cues, so I decided to get one myself, just in time for the 2015 World's Championship, World's Championship, and it works great. Now, over the years, trick shots have created book shots where, you have to jump over a ball that's less than a chalk width away. These next 2 cues were created for that purpose. This one's a Dr. Popper cue. I actually got this from a friend, Abram Diaz, a while back when everybody was when everybody started getting these, and fortunately I couldn't afford them. So I appreciate Abram for, supplying me with that cue. Recently, I got myself a Marty Carey jump cue, and again, it's for short distances. With these last 2 cues, you really have to get that rhythm of how to jump with them, because they don't jump like a normal jump cue. This is half of the jump cue, half of the Lucasi hybrid air hog jump cue that I had. The cue butt's somewhere in here. I can't find it. Tried to shake it out. It's not coming out. But it's a Unilock, and again, it's lighter than the other jump cues, so it's also great to have in your collection. So those are all my cues over the years. I also have, as a trick shot artist, 3 Aramith cue balls and 1 regular. When you practice trick shots, as you can see, the markings all over. These are great. They're weighted. And then I have a normal cue in case we do a tournament with non-Aramith balls. I have something to practice with. Also in my case, which I was shocked that I had, it's a washer. 4 stacker balls. We used washers So I have this if I need to ever do that again. I don't know if we're ever going to go back there. Always have a pen in my case. This one's from Sandcastle Billiards in Edison, New Jersey. I'm lucky enough that this owner lets me, practice trick shots at his location as long as I use cloth for Johnson Massays. This is one of the best pool halls in the state of New Jersey. Highly recommend it. If you're in New Jersey, stop by. All right. And over the years, I've collected pool gloves. And right now I have 3. I usually will use these for some of the massage shots I do, jump massage, because you really have to let the cue, drop to get it out of the rack. So still have these, and I use them for regular play as well. So much. Here I have Masters chalk, Mizrac chalk, and Viking chalk, as well as a chalk holder. A lot of players assume that trick shot artists weren't pool players first. Not true. Started out as a pool player, so I always had a chalk holder for myself. I use Mizrac chalk mainly for trick shots, because some of the shots, we have to have a ball on a piece of chalk and it has to be new. So I always have that for these. And then I shoot with Masters. I'm not big into like Kamui or any of those other chalks. Go with the classics. Get into this, but you have, with the cues, you have repair stuff. This is a cue repair 3-in-1 ultimate tool. If you have to shape it, scuff it, this tool's great. It also comes with placements that I have right here, so that's great. And then I also have shapers that I use in case I run out there. I have these to fall back on. And this one is to clean the cue. If they get grimy over time, you rub a cue with a cue shaft with this, clean it with this, and it's at least smooth for you to use. Also, Billiards Engineering has the Quick Slick, and that cleans your cue. So that's also great to have. They also have this great little tool called the sleeve. I primarily use this for when I break. You put it onto the cue shaft, and then it kind of just lets your hand glide easier, and I find that I break better with these. So if you see them at the Super Billiards Expo, recommend they stop by and just take a look at these. Great tools. For us short people, I have an extension. You put the cue butt here, tighten it, and it extends your cue. This is extremely helpful in tournaments when you're on 9-foot tables, or if you're on a 10-footer or snooker table. It's great to have. So I have pool ball cleaner, as well as a sponge and a towel. I manually clean the Aramith balls that I have, so these tools are great. So I have an extra joint protector for my Lacassi jump. And then I have two cue butts that fit perfectly for my Q-Tech cue. And I just have them in my bag just in case, I were to lose a joint protector or a cue butt, I can replace them. A few patches, as well as one that's on my case. I have two Viking patches and one Casio hybrid. I got them when I got my cues, and playing with Viking so much, I have one on my case itself. And then I have one here, the WAPPA patch, which is now to honor my friend Ben Zeman, who passed away in 2016. He started something called the Wisconsin Artistic Pool Players Association. And so now I have one on my vest to honor him, as well as this one that he got so many people involved that he had to change it to the World Artistic Pool Player Association. So I have this in my case as well. Okay. Random 2-ball. Don't know why, but it's in my case. In case I had to use two balls, I don't know. Couldn't tell you. And then here I have two stacker balls. I have one that was made by Jason, the Michigan kid, Lynch. And this is a great one. If you really want to also fool people, his name is Jamie Moody from Houston, Texas. And you can't even tell this is a stacker ball, but it is. I have two, got them over the years. Both work great. I'm hoping if we have, a freestyle tournament, nobody tells me I have to use two, but I have them in case. Not trying to give any ideas away. Before I had the big cue case, I would put my cues, with these. These are clippers. They clip onto the table. And you can put 4 cues per clip. And at the time I had about 8. So I have them there. They're great. Weights, for me to work out with. Now, these are 2.5 pound weights. During the freestyle tournaments in the earlier days, a lot of people would, do speed jumps or weird shots where you would have to hold down the rack so that the rack wouldn't move. That's why I always have weights in my case. I'll do it for shows because, I was born lefty, but I can jump lefty and righty. So in a show, during the tournaments, I'll show people that I'll usually, jump about 10 balls in 20 seconds or less, switching lefty and righty. If you don't have a bridge, just put this on your cue, and then you've got it on an extra cue, then you've got a bridge. I have this in my case for some reason as well. Get to that a little later. This is an Aramith microfiber cloth. Also good to clean, your cue balls with, as well as your shafts if you need it. Get to that in a little bit. Not usually in my case, but hanging off my case, I have 2 racks. I have a Delta 13 Elite and a Delta 13 Select. The Elite has my old name, the Enigma, which came from me because I'm quiet and people, didn't understand some of the things I did. And now my new name, which I'm still reluctant to accept, but I'm called the driver because I drive everywhere. I've driven to Houston, Chicago, Oklahoma City, Atlanta, Connecticut. You name it, I'll drive to. If there's a tournament, I'll drive there. Unless it's overseas, then I might have to use my, the bag I just showed you earlier. Okay, so protection. These are magic shields. I believe that's what they're called. Yeah, magic shields for trick shots. They work just as great as cloth, and they're made by Stefano Polinga. Highly recommend these. They come in 3s. I currently have 2. Okay, so here I have, I kind of gave the secret out, but usually I have these for masses and jump shots. As you can see, smaller one, medium one, large one. I don't use any of those. Instead, which I get made fun of, I use this. On a 7-foot table, this can refelt one of the sides. I use this because it's very easy to see, and I won't get yelled at for jumping a masse if I have one of these. Let's see, that's all I have in my case. Let's see what you have in your case.